Why do we kill criminals before the police get involved? Why do we stone gay men? Why do we kill blasphemous people? See, today I will be talking about jungle justice, the two sides of the coin. Yeah, the two sides of the story of jungle justice, from my perspective, of course. So, with that, I say, welcome back, guys. This is Madness in Nigeria Living, and I'm your host, Gisi. If you were in Nigeria in the early 2010s, you would have heard of the story of the Alu boys, 4 boys that were killed for being falsely accused. In one hand, we were quick to judge and be like, what happened to empathy? Why would something like that happen? Why would innocent people get killed? In another hand, I've been one that stood and watched the beating of thieves in my hostel when I was in school. So, why are we so used to violence? I think that's the question, like, why are we so used to violence? Why is that the first thought process? When we get a criminal, why is that the first thought process? When it comes to jungle justice in Nigeria or mob violence, the type of violence or the cause of the violence is really dependent on the part of Nigeria you're in. For southern Nigeria, the major cause of the violence is criminals, robbery. For northern Nigeria, the main cause of the violence is blasphemy. So, with those two lenses, what can we see? That's what I'm trying to look at. What can we see? This topic is one that I'm lost for words. I'm genuinely lost for words. It's heartbreaking and at the same time it's very insightful. A friend of mine was telling me just a week ago that her mom caught a thief in a store. The thief apparently went to her husband's store, stole something, came to the wife's store to try to steal something, and then he was caught. He returned everything and the woman let the thief go. The moment I heard the story, I just told my friend, I reversed for your mother. Your mother fuck up. But after saying it, I paused to think, like, why would the mother have done something like that? I don't know for sure. I never had a conversation with the mother. But my suspicion is, if the thief was arrested like he should be, there's a possibility of before the thief gets into the police station, the mob in the market would beat him up, and that can escalate fast. I don't know for sure. I don't know her reasons. She might just be a better person than us. And from that thought process, I started asking different friends. A friend of mine said she can never justify mob beating, no matter the reason. She can never justify it. But a lot of Nigerians can. I will go as far to say a lot of Africans can, because it's not a unique problem to Nigeria. Why are we so used to violence? Why do we kill? There's a book called Why Do We Kill? If you're interested in the topic, you can go and make more research on it. But why? Why do we kill? Is it because we ate the fruit? We ate the fruit of all evil, good and evil? Is it because of the apple? Quite literally. I particularly do not believe in it being aside of the human control, because for one, if you look at the jungle justice in Nigeria, you look at the places it's more likely to happen, there's a correlation with the poverty line. Most of the people in that environment are below the poverty line. So what does that say? I would say it's unfair to make it seem like poverty leads to violence. But the correlation is there for a reason, and I think that's what I found the most insightful, like looking at that correlation. Mind you, this is my view. For one, I would say the main reason that correlation is there is because a lot of these people who live below the poverty line no longer live in self-sufficient community. They now live in small towns where it's difficult to come by, and there's the anger, the frustration of not having enough, whereas someone else do something so unfair as to steal from you? Why would someone insult your God? Why? Before you go and say, oh, jungle justice is bad, you are quick to just bash it. Remember, the average Nigerian would watch the stoning to death of a gay man. The average Nigerian would stand there and just watch it happen. You might not be part of the violence, but you don't stop the violence. Why? When I was growing up here, there was a vigilante unit called Bakassi. And one thing you can't deny is the tales of Bakassi when I was growing up wasn't seen as a tale of, oh, these are bad people. They were seen as basically Batman. They were seen as people who were upholding the justice, which goes to show that a lot of the times this mob violence comes from the fact that we want a system that we believe works for us, but our police, our judicial system is failing us. And that's the key. That's the key element. Every place that have high jungle justice, they have a deep distrust in their judicial system. They don't trust the police. They don't trust the court. And that lack of trust is why we feel the investigation will not give us what is fair. We go to do the judge ourselves. We go to do the judging ourselves. We feel if we leave it to the system wouldn't help us. And for the people that will say that still doesn't justify jungle justice, mind you, a lot of people I've seen on Twitter that complain about jungle justice still called for the killing of that guy, I don't really know his name, that killed his girlfriend, ran out of Nigeria and is living his life. So it goes to show that jungle justice doesn't come from lack of empathy. It comes from a fundamental failure in the system. Yes, you say when there's empathy, you still see life as precious, all life is precious, but when you're a part of a community and someone steals from you, you can rationalize their stealing. You can say eye to eye with them. That's empathy. You can see that, oh, this person is suffering, this person is poor. But when you're in the bigger town, you can't see the plight of this person. You can't humanize this person. This person is another. And you say, okay, you need to up your empathy skill to see eye to eye with this person. But that only works when you're part of a system. For a lot of people who stay in gated communities in Nigeria, you would not see the effect of jungle justice. You wouldn't see the effect of vigilantes because you have proper security in your house. But a lot of Nigerians rely on these vigilantes. In the middle of the night when the police wouldn't help you, is those group of men walking and patrolling your street. But the thing is, as they are helping you in one hand, remember the violence they perpetrate towards people are usually innocent people. That's the part of jungle justice that is very heartbreaking. The fact that a lot of the victims of jungle justice turns out to be innocent at the end. So what can we do to change that? The government can make better policies to punish people who take part in jungle justice. But that wouldn't work if the government don't put proper policing. But how can we get to proper policing? The police will do their work better if they get better pay. These are the complex stories of jungle justice that make it so unclear to have a strong stand in jungle justice is bad. It is. But it is more nuanced than good versus bad. Because jungle justice doesn't happen in a vacuum. The way I believe we can change this is having open, honest dialogue, honest conversation around the concept. Why do we kill? Can you justify the killing of someone else? And if you can justify the killing of someone else, ask yourself, why do you do that? Maybe then we can change it. Maybe then real change can happen through the grassroots communication, through the reformation of the system. Maybe then. I don't know. Maybe then.